Hi, Jock McDonald here with, guess what? Yep, another video essay. Recently in one of our workshops, we had an actor that started a scene with his hands in his pockets, okay? And that's a very interesting gesture. And it got me thinking, lately Isabel and I are both researching the neuroscience behind creativity and intuition and how it affects our acting. Isabel's doing a lot of research on that, and she's developed some techniques and exercises to help us understand what that neurology is and how it's connected to the whole instrument. I'm currently working on some exercises as well, and we'll be bringing those into our workshops. But so when I saw this, we corrected it, but then I started thinking, what is that really? What's the heart of that? Okay, and I realized it's linked to several other gestures. Hands in my pockets, right? Here's another common one, right? Here's one, and the reverse of that. The other one is when I put my hand on the table, or maybe both hands on the table. Okay, understand that? Now, here's the thing about acting. Right before action, or right before the curtain goes up, I have to have this whole instrument in tune and ready to go. And then I have to open my heart. I have to open my heart, and when they say action, I've got to connect that heart to that other person. If you think about that, that's incredibly vulnerable. This is why I'm constantly saying how brave actors are, because they are able to be incredibly vulnerable every minute they're in front of that camera or they're on that stage. The extraordinary actor is able to do that. They have the courage to do that, okay? Now, for the rest of us, our ego in our conscious mind is not going to like that. With your heart open and exposed to the whole audience and to this other person, it's not going to like that. Because when you did that before, you got your heart broken. And that was horrible. And our ego never wants that to happen again. It has no concept of time, the fact that that was when I was 12. And I'm much older than that now. Much. Okay, so anyway, what can the ego do to protect us? It can disable part of the instrument. This is a whole instrument. From my toes up to the top of my head is fully involved when my heart is wide open to the other person. My ego is not going to like that, so it's going to try to disable the upper body. Okay? It's going to try to protect the heart. It's going to try to escape into first circle, into just me, just surrounding me with a wall, okay? It's going to take the energy and it's going to ground that so that I won't be heart open. We often see an example of an actor that's called what we say is a head actor. From here up is involved, but the rest is not. It's like, okay, I am so angry at you. No, I'm not. Okay? Another way that our very clever conscious mind and ego prevent the whole instrument from being involved, we still maintain conscious control without being heart vulnerable, without being totally heart vulnerable. Does that make sense to you? Now again, Isabel and I are developing exercises that we will use in our workshops, currently using in our workshops, at ISA and Acting for Film and STRAEON Acting Studios. We're using some of these exercises. For the rest of you, here's two things that'll help. One, make sure you have warmed up that voice really well. You can go online and find voice exercises, Linklater, Rottenberg, or National Theatre School, and find some easy voice warm-up exercises that you can, maybe you already have one. And the other thing is to physically warm up this body. And I don't mean strength warm-up. I mean like stretching, like yoga, like Qigong, Did I say that right? Probably not. Okay, but go online, look for Grotowski, LeBon, Barber, look for physical theater exercises you can do. Or if you're a dancer, your dance warm-up exercises will. Athletes, the same thing, the warm-up, not the strength, not the, running as fast as you can, the aerobic stuff, but the stretching, the awareness, the opening of the body exercises. Do both of those. If this voice and this body, if this instrument is that warmed up, it's very hard for those defenses to creep in. Make sense? Cool. Little side note, why do I do these essays? Because I love stories and I love storytellers. And I gotta tell you, it's stories that change the world, not generals, not politicians, not religious icons, okay? Does that make sense? Not really. But it's storytellers that have changed history throughout time. And that's what we need now. That's what we need. We need you. We need you to be the best storyteller you can be. And if you're that way, that vulnerable, with this whole instrument in that story, okay, you will touch somebody's heart that's watching you, either on a screen or in person. You will touch their heart. If you touch their heart, you change them. You change who they are. You change how they react with another person. And it is that change that brings about the change in a society, in a culture, and in a world. So you are important. You need to get disciplined about being the best possible storyteller you can be, because we need you. Got it? Have fun.